Well, hello, boys and girls. I haven't talked to you in a long while, have I? No, I have not. It's my NHL Pearls of Wisdom. I'm Pearl of Wisdom. And I haven't talked to you in a while. I was on vacation, as you can tell by my incredible tan. But, no. Yeah, that's not why. Yeah, that's really why. It's summer. I went on vacation. But I just got the news of the Barry Trotz. The Barry Trotz news, where he has resigned from the Washington Capitals. And we're wondering, why? Why would you do that? You just want a cup, blah, 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 blah. Well, I don't know. Apparently, he has a contract where if he wins a cup, his contract's over. If he wins a cup, he gets $300,000 next year and a $300,000 raise the year after. That's what the contract says. He was getting paid 1.5, so he'd go up to 1.8. And apparently Leonis said, contract is contract, that's it. Now, Leonis is not a guy that is frugal with his scratch, okay? He pays up. His bucket list was to win a cup. His bucket list was to own a sports. This is an actual bucket list he did. To own a sports team and to win a cup. Got it. Done it. He's done it. So why would you not re-up Barry Trotz after what he has done, after the 4 years he's been there? There's people saying, well, it didn't matter. There was some problems in the organization and stuff like that. The problem is they have a guy named Todd Reirden in their organization who, in their minds, and in my mind, he is a damn good coach. How good of a coach, I'm not sure. If he's anything like Green in Vancouver, then this makes a lot of sense. If they feel, because Green, by the way, is the best in the land as far as young coaches are concerned. He's going to be phenomenal for that organization. My thinking is that they believe Todd Reirden is every bit of the coach that Barry Trotz is. And the other thing is, I'm not so sure Barry Trotz wants to sign a 5 or 6 year contract. He's getting up there. I didn't check his age, but you might not want to sign a 5 6 year contract. Although they might have an inkling. Barry Trotz is the kind of guy who's honest enough to say, I'm probably not going to coach for the next 5 or 6 years. Even at that, I suppose they could sign him to a shorter term contract. But the problem is, you'll lose Reirden for sure. If you don't let Reirden coach in the NHL next year or the year after for sure, he'll be going somewhere else. He's on the list for a lot of people, for a lot of teams out there. So if Barry isn't willing to do the 5 or 6 year plan, now you're going to be scrounging for some other coach, and you don't know what's going to be out there at that time. So I think what happened is they just realized that they have more security with Reirden. They brought him up through the organization, and possibly Leonis is very loyal and has said, you'll be coaching for the Washington Capitals. And he just decided that even if Barry Trotz wanted the 5 or 6 years in Washington for probably in the $5 million range, I would imagine, Babcock has 6, I believe, then even if he would have been willing to sign that contract, you have a guy like Reirden, if you think that his potential, or you're damn sure that he's going to be pretty much every bit of the coach that Barry Trotz is, you're going to be able to sign him for $1 million a year for the next 5 years. Easy. You won't even have to give him that large of a contract. This is his first contract. So I don't think, money is not really an issue with Leonis. But if he's talking to his people and they think that Reirden could be every bit of the coach that Trotz is, why throw it away? I mean, you're talking about a lot of money. If you sign Reardon for the next 3 years for $1 million or 2 years for $1 million a year, and you're going to sign Trotz for $5 million a year, that's $30 million for the next 5 years or 6 years or whatever the case may be, compared to $3 million for 3, and you think you probably have every bit of the coach in Reardon? That's a lot of scratch, man. My thinking is this is what's happened. I don't know if Barry Trotz has a plan after this, but I do know that Barry Trotz knows that he's a commodity and he will definitely get a contract from somebody. The New York Islanders are out there. Lamoriello's no stupid man. The New York Islanders are out there, and I'm sure they would easily pony up $5 to $6 million a year. Look what he did with Babcock. He gave an unprecedented amount of money for a coach in Babcock. I think it was 6 years at $6 million. That's like far beyond what you paid coaches at the time. I'm sure they're willing to give it to Trotz as well, and I'm sure he knows it. I think the likelihood is he's going to the island for that kind of money. And if I'm him, I mean, I don't know what they're negotiating. If you're talking about $300,000 raise a year for the next 2 years compared to $30 million at 1.5, I mean, you cannot throw that away. Even at that, it might have been a difficult decision for Trotz. But I do want to just gloat a little bit here. I've been saying all along that Barry Trotz is one of the best coaches in the league, up to where Babcock is. If you go back into my NHL Pearls of Wisdom, go top 10 coaches, my NHL Pearls of Wisdom, you'll see that I had him as the number 3 coach in the league a couple of years ago. The only people I had above him were Tortorella and Babcock, and I might have been wrong about Tortorella. He is an unbelievable coach, a generational coach. And if I'm him, I got to do what I'm sure it's hard for him, but I got to do what he's got to do. If I'm Washington, I still might do what they're doing. If I believe Reardon is every bit of a coach of Trotz, and that's a lot to say. It's going to be a lot on Todd Reardon's plate. But I can understand why they're doing what they're doing if they believe that is the case. Anyways, boys and girls, that's my full 42%. That's all I have to give. I'm going to try to finish off all these summer things that are going on in the NHL with each individual team. But I've got naps to get in and massages. And it's summertime. The ladies are walking around scantily clad and the rum is a-flowing. You know, it's a tough life. Have a great day. Oh, by the way, my subscribe and all of that so you can get your vat of Jaime's Body Lube and my NHL Pearls of Wisdom necklace. Don't forget that. Have a great day and lots of love to you.